at the center of our thinking and doing, whether that's members as a credit union, customers as a bank. This is how we cultivate success for future growth, which is why I want to take you back to 1836. So hop into the DeLorean in your mind. Let's take a trip. 1836. This was when a gentleman, his name was John, he had to leave his family. He left his family with about $70 in his pocket to go west because he was trying to provide. He was a struggling blacksmith. And along the way, he made it to the Midwest, and he was having some conversations with farmers out there. And he was listening to their questions, to their concerns, to their pains that they were experiencing as farmers in the Midwest. And they were having trouble plowing the soil. It was thick. John wasn't just a blacksmith. He was an innovator. And so what he did is he got some saws, and he fashioned them to literally start to cut this hard soil so that the farmers could plant their crops, take care of their family. One of the things that John was known for was just simply listening. Just listening, learning to questions and concerns, and then coming up with ideas to help these farmers grow their crops and grow their families. Now, you might know John as John Deere. John Deere has become one of the world's leading, if not the leading, manufacturer of equipment that helps farmers cultivate growth. But one of the things you might not know about John Deere is how they've done it over the years. You see, maybe about 8 years after John Deere, the man, died, the founder, the company launched a publication called The Furrow. And what was interesting about The Furrow is, this is the late 1800s now, was this was a publication designed not to sell farm equipment, but to offer help and to offer hope to farmers, to show them how they could use new technology to grow their farms. This was different because otherwise the other types of publications, it was all catalogs. They were just selling products. Over time, the furrow began to transform as technology transformed. But one thing stayed true, one thing remained true, was the purpose of the furrow. And here we are 100 and 125 years later, since the first furrow was published in print format. It's actually now published in both print and digital. It is read by 1.5 million farmers around the world, published in over about 40 different languages. Well, what remains true since the late 1800s is this: why? Why they continue to publish this, and it is to tell stories that people enjoy reading. The furrow is not about the farm equipment. It is about the people and their stories as farmers, to provide them with knowledge, but I think it's deeper. It's to provide them with help. It's to provide them with hope for an even bigger, better, brighter future, for how they can apply this knowledge to cultivate success, to grow their farms, to take care of their families. And so what I'd like to talk to you about today are 3 elements to help you cultivate success at your credit unions or within your organizations or within your banks. These are the same elements that John Deere used all the way back in the late 1800s when launching the furrow. The first is sowing seeds of trust. The second is nurturing human relationships. And then the third is protecting the garden. So let's dive deep into each one of these elements, starting with how we can sow seeds of trust by curing people's pain in the present moment. And I'd like to start here because right now we have a perfect storm. I'm from Houston. It's an interesting time of year right now. It's hurricane season. The thing is, though, is when we're talking about this perfect storm, we have environmental elements that are clashing with one another, creating a tremendous amount of chaos and conflict for people around you.